You open a jar of peanut paste or a bag of walnuts in the pantry and spot a tiny patch of fuzz. Your first instinct is probably to just scrape off the bad part and eat the rest. You're not alone in thinking this. Nearly half of older adults believe that physically removing the visible mold makes the food completely safe to consume. This act of household frugality effectively masks a biological risk that remains a persistent hidden factor in community health across Asia. The culprit is Aflatoxin B1. The World Health Organization officially classifies it as a Class 1 carcinogen linked to high rates of liver cancer. Our cultural instinct to save money and prevent food waste often blinds us to a threat where as little as a single milligram can trigger disease. The threat begins long before the food reaches your kitchen. A fungus called Aspergillus flavus thrives in warm, humid environments, primarily targeting bulk pantry staples like peanuts and grains. That visible, fuzzy patch is merely a surface bloom. Underneath, the fungus grows a deep, invisible root-like network. When you scrape off the surface, you only remove the flower. Microscopic toxins remain heavily concentrated in the parts that look perfectly clean. The second line of defense we usually rely on is cooking, but Aflatoxin B1 has an incredibly resilient molecular structure that easily withstands high heat. Unlike standard foodborne bacteria like Salmonella or E. coli, boiling, frying, or baking your ingredients does absolutely nothing to neutralize this threat. Once this fungus compromises an ingredient, neither physical removal nor extreme kitchen temperatures can make it safe for human consumption. This toxin acts as a chronic, low-dose exposure over months or years, escaping the immediate biological alarms triggered by standard food poisoning. The microscopic toxin easily sneaks past the digestive system's standard defenses, entering directly into the human bloodstream completely unnoticed. This is the core mechanism of destruction. The toxin locates and physically binds itself directly to our DNA. This physical binding alters the genetic code, slowly causing the specific gene mutations that induce liver cancer. While modern biology focuses on the mutation, traditional Chinese medicine examines the internal terrain, identifying how conditions like dampness or spleen deficiency create a sluggish environment where these toxins cannot be effectively cleared. Consistently eating seemingly normal food laced with microscopic mold traces is far more lethal to the liver than swallowing a massive single dose of a traditional poison. We have to reevaluate our definition of kitchen frugality. Hoarding aging ingredients is a highly dangerous false economy. The few dollars saved by holding on to expired nuts, grains, or homemade fermented sauces directly results in catastrophic long-term medical costs. The primary rule for your household needs to change immediately. If a single spot of mold appears on a porous food item, you must throw the entire batch out. To prevent initial growth, implement strict storage protocols. Refrigerate nuts after opening, enforce a 3-month discard rule, and mark dates on all jars. You also need to manage the kitchen environment itself. Use active ventilation and dehumidifiers to remove the ambient moisture the fungus needs to survive. Protecting your family requires aligning traditional storage habits with these biological realities to keep these carcinogens out of your home for good.